Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Premier League show here on Patreon. Let's get straight into it.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's get straight into it. Did anyone get sacked this week? I can't really remember.
No,
just double checking.
Yeah,
it's
probably a little bit late now to sack any.
Darren Moore got sacked, and
Darren Moore got sacked.
But we'll talk about that on the footy show.
And Solari got sacked as well by Real.
Yeah, so we'll talk about both of them on the footy show. They have footy show things to talk about,
but as
well as running on the pitch.
Scandalous, yeah.
Let's get into top of the table. Obviously, Man City playing before Liverpool this weekend.
I know before you started recording, you said we're going to start right at,
Yeah, right at the top of the league.
At the top of the game.
No, at the top of the league, Baz.
Okay.
Jeez, have some structure to your shows. This is your problem.
You're presenting.
Exactly, I've got structure.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. So Manchester City played Watford.
Yeah.
0-0 at half time.
Yeah.
I was thinking again, is this Man City seem to be just struggling for goals, but in the second half it exploded into life like the Big Bang did so many years ago.
The Big Bang Theory? Or
the actual Big Bang, depending on if you believe in dinosaurs or not, which obviously I know you don't.
Keep peddling the same story.
Well,
like Trump, aren't you? In the hope that someone believes it in the end. I mean, Man City done what Man City do, didn't they? And miss 25 chances in the first half. Aguero should have scored, could have had the penalty. They were arsing about with the ball in the box like they do. But Watford, I can kind of understand it. They've got an FA Cup quarter-final this weekend. So I can understand him, to a certain extent, not playing a full-strength team. Because then what have they got to go for? 7th? Is he that arsed about 7th? He might be thinking, hang on, we can win a trophy here. We've got an opportunity to certainly get through this one and get to Wembley. Yeah. So it's a big game for them. They're not going anywhere league-wise and going down. They're probably going to finish top 10. So I can kind of understand them going with what he did. They were the thing with Watford, what they done really well in the first half, apart from not concede, was they had really good discipline. They were just they sat in, another bank of 4, didn't really alter from that, worked hard, but they offered literally 0 going forward. They didn't have an attempt at goal in the first half, I don't think. They had about 16% or something berserk like that. And City was just doing what City do. They don't ever change the way they play. They're just patient. Got to half time 0-0 and you're looking and going, Watford come out, but they came out second hand. They didn't change. They were obviously happy with 0-0 at half time, but Raheem Sterling exploded into life, didn't he, in the second half? And
very much.
I mean, it was a controversial first goal.
I mean, you say controversial. It shouldn't have been a goal.
No, well, it shouldn't have been, but you would start trying to give it the big one on the final word about Rondon, so I'm going to give it the big one about Sterling. If the lad doesn't play the ball, Sterling's offside. But the lad plays the ball.
No, he's offside as soon as that ball is passed.
But the defender doesn't. The reason the goal is given is because the lad plays the ball and plays it onto Sterling.
Yeah, but he's already offside.
I know he is.
So he's offside.
But the reason it was given, and the rule, allegedly, I'm not a referee, so I have no idea, and I couldn't understand what they were going on about when you watched it again, because he was clearly offside. But the rules are, because the defender went for it, it's just nonsense.
But he went for it because he was offside.
So what they were saying was, if he'd have gone like that, the flag would have been up and it'd have stood.
See, that's where these rules are just. They can't be interpreted. They have to be black and white. Yeah. He is offside.
Yes.
The lad has reacted. He's kicked the ball against Sterling and it's gone in. But the lad doesn't react unless Sterling is there.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just taking this law to the. Baffled by it.
In the Everton game.
Yeah.
If I can't remember if it's Yerry Mina or whoever runs to Rondon. If Everton keep their line. And no Everton defender goes near Rondon, do you think the linesman puts his flag up because he's clearly on his own? I think because the only thing I can say for the linesman in the Everton game is maybe because the ball travelled and come down and then the Everton defender moved. When he looked back up, he might have seen a blue shirt by Rondon, and that's what I think happened in this. But the reality is, the both of them were miles offside. Sterling shouldn't have counted, and Rondon shouldn't have counted. But
I think, just very, very quickly, if Everton had a yellow away kit, Rondon would have been offside.
Because it's why? Because it's easier to pick.
Because honestly, and this might sound strange, and I know you do think it sounds strange.
Conspiracy, yeah.
It's not a conspiracy. It's
no.
Because both colours are dark. I'm not saying that's...
It's like peripheral vision.
I'm not saying that's an excuse, but it is peripheral vision. Both of them are dark, right? If Everton's kit was yellow, you would have been able to clearly see that there was 5 Newcastle players behind our defence.
And I suppose if Watford would have had their yellow kit on at the weekend, it might have worked the same.
What did they have on green?
Green.
Yeah, that's not too... That's why FIFA want teams in light and dark.
Light and dark, yeah. So that because I
know it's I'm not. That's not an excuse.
I kind of understand what you're saying, because I do it when we play PES. Yeah. I want 2 different colours, because when you're making a quick look, you can see who's the opposite.
Don't forget, I
take PES very seriously.
A linesman has to look at 2 different things at the same time. He has to see when the ball is passed, and he has to see where the player is. And it's all been complicated. I know, again, VAR next season will try and help this out.
But, you know, in the game, it was given, and then City just ran away from them. Yeah. And Sterling, I think if he'd left them on, he'd have ended up with about 7, because they didn't know how to deal with him after that. His movement was brilliant. He was in a few times. The minute he got his hat-trick, he took him off. And then City done what City do then, and just... It was really weird, because he put Sané on, who you look at and go, what a shot that is. Yeah. You know, Sterling's boss, but you're taking him off and you're putting Leroy Sané on, but it didn't really work after that. Do
you think, though, like, after that 3-0 up, I know Watford got their goal not long after Gerard Deulofeu, but do you think it was just Pep had told them, you know, they've got a Champions League game this week, just reserve your energy, play smart, get through the game. Game management, it's a little word that Everton don't know.
Saying that, though, Watford got in a few times. If they made it 3-2, they've been very interesting, because it's hard to take your foot off the pedal and then pick it back up again if the other team.
But is that would it, you know, instead
but they've got good players.
They've got good players. They know what they need to do. Is that makes more sense than just going, right, we're going to go full pelt at this all the way through. I suppose
they don't need to, do they? Like you said, they've got Schalke on Wednesday or Tuesday in the Champions League. They've got.
That's today.
Is it tonight?
It's not today, literally.
I'll tell you, man. Yeah, Tuesday. I keep things Monday. They're playing tonight, so it was Tuesday.
So you'll already know what the score is when this video goes out.
Oh yeah, I mean, they were brilliant, City, in that Schalke game, and they've got an FA Cup game this weekend as well. So they got big games coming up. So yeah, and the thing is that used to controlling games, that they know how to do it effortlessly. So they won the game, went 4 points clear, done their job, and put the pressure. Well, a little bit of pressure back on Liverpool to make sure they delivered the next day.
Liverpool obviously won their game on Sunday. They beat Burnley 4-2.
Yeah.
Obviously went behind, and then it went back to 3-2 in injury time, but Liverpool won away with it.
What do you think about the first goal? Burnley's goal?
What, the goalkeeper?
Do you think it was a foul or not?
Can't touch goalies these days, can you? But
I think it was such. It was. I would have, if the referee had disallowed it, you wouldn't. I don't think anyone could have complained. But I think as a goalkeeper and one that people rate very highly, he's got to do better. He's got to do better than that. He needs to take people out in front of him there, because he's not going to give a penalty away.
I think what's it.
But I was surprised. It stood, because he had 3 men round him, which is a bit.
I think what's more interesting is that Liverpool play this weekend and City don't in the Premier League, so Liverpool can take that advantage back, even though they'll have a game in hand. But he can take the advantage back. They can go 2 points clear if they beat Fulham, which they will, or they should. I mean, no pressure, lads, but you should beat Fulham. Liverpool can go back top of the league, and just psychologically, that could be at this stage a major boost for them. because they're not falling away by any means. There's not. It's going to be nip and tuck.
They've lost one.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be nip and tuck all the way to the end of the season.
Yeah.
So having that little advantage and it could that could be just a little bit of a nice psychological.
The big listen, they've got the opportunity to do it. They wouldn't have. I don't think they could have handpicked a better game to play. Fulham a shite.
This is true.
And they're wide open.
This is true.
So I think for Liverpool's perspective, it's a perfect game for them. But the pressure is on them to do it, isn't it? You've got to deliver. It's a game that they know they have to win. Both teams are probably going to have to win every game. And that's the way it is. And I'll be honest with you, I don't see either team winning every game.
Well, no, Liverpool I think have got Chelsea and Tottenham at home. City have got United away.
It's a tough game.
And Spurs at home, as well. So they've both got tough games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think both teams will win every game. So it's gonna be nip and tuck, and it won't. I said this last week, and it won't surprise me if it goes to the final day. It really won't. And then it's a thingy then. Pressure will mount, obviously. Liverpool, should Liverpool get past Bayern. Put this out before Liverpool have played, please. Liverpool playing Wednesday.
Why do you have to bring these things up? Why can't you just leave?
Because I'm saying that complicates later rounds of the Champions League.
It doesn't. We're not talking
and the Premier League.
It does. Premier League. It's not.
If Liverpool get through,
stop complicating it.
If Liverpool get through, it becomes more difficult, doesn't it?
Let's move on.
True.
Let's move on. Big weekend for Arsenal. Big successful weekend for Arsenal. They beat Manchester United 2-0, slightly controversial fashion, with the penalty, which I just literally breathed on him. Man United started slow, courtesy of probably that win against Paris Saint-Germain last week. They looked a little bit leggy. They've still got a lot of players missing. But I thought once they went behind, I thought they played really well. Man United, I thought they controlled it, and just a bit more. Well, Lukaku should have had 2 at least. A little bit more care up front. A little bit more care with the final ball. I think they would have beaten Arsenal easily. But what I would say is, though, fair play to Arsenal, because they just come off getting beat 3-1 by Rennes. But they looked like they were full of energy, and they looked like, certainly after the other results, which we'll talk about in a moment, they looked like they knew that if they could get 3 points out of this, and obviously getting an early goal,
big weekend,
that could be a huge weekend for the top 4 for them.
Yeah, they've been fantastic at home. I think that was the 9th consecutive home win in the Premier League, which is no mean feat, is it? And Man United arriving there, bang on form. Won so many games under Solskjaer, just being and had one of the best, if not the, bar the Champions League final against Munich, probably their best away result, given the context of it and the injuries they had, to go to PSG and win. So they come full of beans, obviously. And Arsenal started quite quickly, but once United got into it, Lukaku doing his top 6 stuff, missing chances against the best sides. And if he'd have got one of them, I think United would have gone on and won it. Pogba at times was brilliant, and he could striding through their midfield. But Arsenal, under Emery, stuff we've seen before: work hard, good shape, get about the pitch, press the ball well. I've got that confidence at home. I think you can get at Arsenal, and funnily enough, I think I back Everton to beat them at Goodison, but at the Emirates, I think he's got them really confident and really strong, and I think they're looking like he's got something to build on now going forward. I think
points wise, I've seen a chart of the day. Points wise, I think they're 25% better off. I think it is
at home.
No, in general, just in general than last season.
Than that, yeah.
60 points, 118, drawn 6, lost 6.
Has he got 60 now this season? Yeah, they crept up, haven't they? It's because of that home form now. That home form's just win.
But they've gone on good runs though, haven't they? Listen, they'll always, seems like that will always lose games. But
what do they need? Is it defence? Is it a good defender?
I think they need a leader, don't they, in the back? But they think
we heard that before.
I think they need a goalie as well. I'm not sure about the kid in goal. They've got the strikers. They've got probably need another one in midfield as well. probably like a, I don't know. I mean, Özil is, he splits opinion, doesn't he? But some people say they play better without him. Some say he's got no heart and he's a little Weasley German. Some people say that. But I mean, to actually win the league, they need a lot.
Yeah.
But no, just they need to get back in the top four, reckon. They're a point out. They're only a point now behind Tottenham. It's incredible.
That's ridiculous. I mean, Spurs have had Burnley away and Southampton away and lost both. I mean, Tottenham are just berserk. You know, let's be honest. I mean, Arsenal.
They've lost.
Realistically, mate, Arsenal should be above Tottenham.
Tottenham have only lost one less game than Wolves, 2 less games than Watford. They've only lost 4 less games than Everton. Do you know what I mean? I know 4 is, you know, in terms of a Premier League season.
But in the context of what people are talking about this season, Everton are horrendous and are dire.
But they've won 10 more games than
what I'm saying to you. And all that, we've got nothing, and Spurs were going for the league 2 weeks ago. So when you say like that 4 games difference isn't that much really, but you're right, they win a lot of games. I think Spurs, I mean, look at Arsenal last week. You know, Aubameyang misses a penalty in the 93rd minute in a derby, which would have given them the result. You know what I mean? It would have given them a win, and that meant if the results would have gone the way they did go, they'd have been above Tottenham.
I think what Spurs,
which is mad.
I think Spurs, when they got beat by Southampton 2-1, a 76-minute goal, and an 81st minute winner by Ward-Prowse, who looks like he's
3 weeks on the run.
Reborn.
3 weeks on the run.
But I think what it shows, though, I think Tottenham have run out of steam. I think, you know, they lost late. Well, they lost late on against Burnley, not too late on, but later on against Burnley. They've lost late on against Southampton.
Should have lost
late on last week. And I think basically what's happened is they just run out of legs because the squad's just not big enough. And they haven't got Dele Alli back. Yeah, obviously.
Well, he's back on Saturday.
Yeah, but what I mean is back.
No, I mean, he was back with an assist, but he wasn't.
You know what I mean?
If you look at Spurs Saturday, they just come off the back of a win in Dortmund. A great result in the Champions League. Got through 4-0. So in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. They played a lot of games. They've been fighting on those fronts. And you're right, the squad depth has been stretched because I liken them to Everton, not in how good they are, stuff like that, but the manager only seems to have a smaller pool of players who he really trusts.
But he only literally has a small.
But he only works with the small squad anyway. So the minute it picked, it's a bit like Moyes' Everton, who were good. They weren't great, obviously, but they were good. But they only had 13 players, and then once a couple of your big ones went out. So when Kane and Ali went out, Son really did step up when
he was on the bench on Saturday.
But he's. I mean, I watched the game Saturday. I've seen the highlights of the game, and they had so many chances to wrap it up in the first half. Tottenham, Kane scored, good ball by Dele Alli. Kane scored, but he missed a few chances. And even in the second half, Southampton were better in the second half. But even so, they had on the break. Kane had a great chance.
I think one of the problems with Spurs is that they're not going to be able to control games as well. When they've got that much fatigue. And Dele Alli is only coming back.
Yeah, fair. He was way off the pace, to be fair. But
Harry Kane had loads of time out and won't be probably fully at it yet. Won't be fully sharp, even though he's scoring goals.
Do you think it was a mistake to let Dembele go to China in January? Because surely now in this stage of the season, he's someone, when you just mentioned there about controlling games, he's a player who's great on the ball. For the last half an hour of games, come on and just get hold of the ball and just move the ball around the pitch.
Well, they still got Wanyama.
Well, he's come back from, but he's more of a destroyer.
Yeah, they still got Wanyama. I mean, the bench, Son, Lamela, Llorente, Foyth, is it? And Davis.
But is that
he said he couldn't.
Dyer's still out, isn't he?
Yeah, they said he couldn't physically compete in the Premier League anymore.
Yeah, but I thought he meant like an hour, like a 90-minute game. I'm just thinking, I suppose if he's got the option to go,
these things happen, don't they? And you can't predict them. And sometimes, you know, Sometimes everything lands on you at once.
But from the other perspective, Southampton, I mean, good win for them again. You know, they win one and lose one, don't they? And you think, they're in trouble. They won again and they're back out at the bottom three again. You know, to beat Spurs, they beat Spurs and Arsenal of late, haven't they? So
now they got beat by Man United.
Yeah.
They seem to have an energy about them. They seem to have some fight in them.
I mean, the equaliser was ridiculously spawny by Valerie.
Sometimes you need that.
Miss it in, it looped over Lloris and dropped in, and then obviously. But saying that, they had a breakaway, and Kyle Walker-Peters took Armstrong out. There should have been a red card. Referee didn't give it, and then Ward-Prowse steps up and bends the free kick into the top corner. You know, something Everton wouldn't do, by the way. Get an injustice and then wouldn't profit anyway. But whacks that into the top corner like he did at Old Trafford last week. So big win for them in their fight for survival.
Yeah, they don't, just double checking, they don't play this weekend.
No.
Because they was due to play Watford, who are obviously playing in the FA Cup. So Chelsea, just to round off the top four, Chelsea last minute equaliser against Wolves. Wolves took the lead against the run of play, but they found them very difficult to break down. But it was obviously a last minute equaliser by Hazard, wasn't it? 90 plus 2. Chelsea off the back of a game in at home in the Europa League as well, and they've got the return fixture this week, haven't they? Before they face Everton. So good. That's interesting from our point of view. It's a 5:55 kick-off in Kiev.
Ukraine.
So
loads of travelling.
They're winning 3-0, so don't think they'll have to put the first team out, but a lot of them will travel and hopefully that'll benefit us. But again, Chelsea, very, very strange side. They've still got that game in hand now, and if they win the game in hand by 5, they can go fourth, but they can get on 60 points regardless. If they win that game in hand, they get on. They play this weekend as well, where others don't. So that'll be, even though it's against us, that would be a big chance to get themselves. No, well, you know, we'll wait and see. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, from an Everton perspective, it's a really tough game because they've still got good players. They're still a good side.
Yeah, I am sort of happy that they got an equaliser, so that, you know, because if they were going to play us after a defeat, I think, but it just shows you that, you know, it is the top two and then everyone else now, because you know, Chelsea are one of those teams that you look at and you go, oh, that was a disappointing result, that was a disappointing result. But again, they've only lost 6. Man United have lost 6, Arsenal 6. You know, it's weird that at times we look at Chelsea and people go, oh, it's another disappointing result, but
I think it's all relative.
Magnified, isn't it?
It is magnified, but it's a team that has been challenging for the league on and off. That's why, isn't it? They won the league a few years ago, didn't they? 3 years ago or something, whatever it was. So they're a team that has been champions, we're used to them being in the top 4. They had a little dip, they dropped down, still won the Champions League and then got back in. Things like that. So we're used to them being there or thereabouts. And as always, they're one of the Sky 4, so they get a lot of coverage, a lot of airtime. So people will look at them, and because they are a bit of a strange club in terms of they just rotate, they just change managers like it's going out of fashion. You look at them and you think, I just think that they've still got great players, obviously they have, but I would say they are the getting worse and worse, I would say.
Let me just talk about Hazard for a moment, because Zidane has took over at Real Madrid, which we'll talk about on the Footy Show. Do you think that could be the final nail for Chelsea? Because the talk is Zidane has gone back because basically everything's in his favour. In the summer he wanted top players. He was told no. He felt like the Champions League win had papered over the cracks of this team that was falling apart, and Ronaldo was leaving, and he was told there wouldn't be anyone coming in, and that's one of the reasons he left, if not the main reason. Now he's gone in with more power. They're going to have to buy. You know, they're out the Champions League and the third in La Liga. So do you think Hazard, who's obviously has said he knows where he's going, and if you say you know where you're going, then you don't say that you're staying at your own club.
Oh, you go.
That you're going, aren't you? So do you think this is literally he'll want to play for someone like Zidane now? Surely.
Should imagine. I mean, I've seen the things around Zidane, and I know we will go into it more on the footy show. But the big thing is he's gonna be heavily backed in the summer. There's big rumours that he's getting Neymar. So would he get Hazard and Neymar? Or load of things today is that Bale's gonna be leaving.
He doesn't like Bale, does he?
He doesn't like. I don't think he's that bothered by Bale. And Bale's. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen the video of Bale leaving the Bernabeu. People are kicking his car and throwing things at him, fans and stuff. Because the fans don't. Oh, and his record is actually unbelievable.
We have a go at our fans for tweeting players.
Oh no, it's mad, honestly.
No, when we don't. I mean, without going into Bale, his problem is his injury record.
Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna be shipping him out in the summer. So if that's the case, and they got Neymar and Hazard and Salah through the middle, please, or Rom, I know where I'm going, or whatever. But if they got Neymar and Hazard, then Zidane would be happy days. He'd have two big names, wouldn't he? I think it's easier to get Neymar.
What would that mean for
Hazard?
What would that mean for Chelsea? They lost Hazard. You know, who would they replace him?
Unless they got Bale. I know you.
It's not that I don't think Bale's a good player. I think he's a great player. I just think his injury record.
No, I know, but
is worrying.
But I think that'd be a sweetener for them with Hazard, wouldn't it? If you're losing Hazard, you're getting Gareth Bale. Okay, if he plays 25 games for them, 20 odd games for them, they might see that as good value, mightn't they? I think what it does for Chelsea is you've seen over the last few years, certainly in my opinion, you've seen the drop off. So they like the Drogba.
Well, you've seen the drop off in the quality.
Drogba went and Lampard and Terry come to the end and all, and it's slowly going.
They've only got
the last proper.
They've only got one world class player.
It's Hazard, and when he goes out the door, all becomes the next level player. Good players, don't get me wrong.
No, but they're not world class.
But they're not Man City level, are they?
So Chelsea 6th place, Wolves in 7th place. They've got 44 points.
Yeah.
Just 1 point ahead of Watford now. It's clear. I mean, it seems like it'll be Wolves or Watford, doesn't it, for 7th place. And obviously Watford, both of them are still in the FA Cup, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting little battle. West Ham currently 9th after getting beat by Cardiff.
How are West Ham above Everton?
Actually, no. What I would say is the same thing I said to you before about the points. They are 30% up on their points from last season.
Are they?
So
that's why they're above Everton.
I think that 9 points better off.
What have they got?
Points.
Like 39.
They've got 39. Yeah. We've got 37. We would be above them if we weren't all shit houses.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah.
They're in.
I mean, I've seen the highlights of that. Umar tore them apart. Absolutely tore them, a bit like Bernard. But he couldn't finish his breakfast at the weekend. He missed a few. But you know what, mate? Direct running, got in behind and made them look. Really, Declan Rice hit the post for West Ham when it was 2-0. Other than that, and let me just set this right, Javier Hernandez, you little cheating bastard. That's all I'm going to say. Fucking running in the box and died. The horrible little bastard. There was no one there. Didn't get it, got booked. But Cardiff were more than good value and probably should have won. Realistically, probably should have won.
Cardiff are now on 28 points. Southampton are on 30 points. Burnley are on 30 points. It's Jesus Christ.
No, it's not, mate. I'm telling you now, Cardiff aren't getting more than 35 points, mate. Stop it. So don't even be going there. They're not, mate. And I'll be amazed if Burnley get more than 36 points. Garbage there. He threw 2 in at the weekend against Liverpool, Burnley. Winning 1-0 in the goalie and Tarkovsky.
But yeah, it's suddenly got interesting down there, hasn't it? Yeah. Because I honestly didn't think the third place team would get to 30 points, and Cardiff will get to 30 points because they've definitely got another win in them.
Yeah.
With 8 to play.
Not being funny, mate. How have Newcastle won 5 games on the spin row? How? When you look at that team.
Because of the Premier League. Rubbish. Yeah, well, the team beat us.
No. What's on?
More bottling us, I know that.
Oh, they have got it well organised. I'm just saying, if you look at it.
Fulham.
Yeah. Fulham.
Beaten again.
Yeah.
Huddersfield beat...
They actually equalised Fulham against Leicester.
Yeah, and then Leicester got away.
Then Vardy just pulled away.
Brendan talking big time about the main man up front, Vardy.
Was he?
Loves him.
Said he would.
Yeah, loves him. Has obviously made him the absolute focal point of the team. He knows that he's the main
first
man.
goal was really good. Lovely move between Vardy and Tielemans.
That win put Leicester on 38 points above Everton as well. Bournemouth beat Huddersfield 2-0. Quite easy victory for them.
Yeah.
Huddersfield 14 points. I'm trying to work out when. So they're 14 points behind Cardiff. 16 points behind Burnley.
Yeah. Huddersfield are relegated, mate.
No, I'm trying to work out. So if they lose 2 more games,
they're gone. Yeah.
They're officially gone. Fulham 17 points. They'll go as well. He's obviously
still one place.
And then it's just become a little bit interesting. Cardiff 28, Burnley 30. We got beat by Liverpool, obviously. Southampton who beat Spurs 30. Brighton 33 with a big win over Crystal Palace. They are now on joint points with Crystal Palace, although they're below them. Palace are 5 goals better off on goal difference. This weird derby, Brighton versus Palace, which no one can quite work out why it's a derby, but listen, if it's their derby and they both think it's their derby, then it's a derby, isn't it?
Brighton, Southampton, and Brighton Bournemouth.
No, it's a thing, isn't it? It's a thing. Leave them to it. If they say it's a derby, it's you know, if there's an El Clasico and Barcelona and Real Madrid are miles away from each other, then
the El Clasico, that is. The Brighton Glen Murray.
El Texico, because that's where you'd have to go if you wanted to have down there.
Classic goal by Murray to celebrate, but nice finish. And then Palace getting their normal penalty that they get.
They do get loads of penalties.
They get 100 penalties a season. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was a stupid challenge. And then Knockout with a lovely goal before getting himself sent off. Like at the end.
Did he get sent off?
Or did he not get sent off? Should have been sent off at the end.
No,
should have been sent off at the end for a ridiculous challenge.
No, he stayed on to celebrate massively.
Yeah, so he should have got sent off at the
Brighton,
end.
I think, won
the naughty tackle.
Back-to-back after Huddersfield, and now...
a late winner against Huddersfield, and obviously a winner. Because they before the Huddersfield game, they were in free fall.
But they'll still be looking over their shoulder now, because... You know, they've got 33, Palace have got 33, Newcastle have got 34 now. Then it's Bournemouth on 37 and Everton on 37. But they'll all be looking over the shoulder just because Southampton have got 30 and because Cardiff have got 28. Do you know what I mean? That's
it's like you said, it's just again, it's got tight down there where you thought it was probably. I mean, it's Cardiff have had a good result there, but they lost the last few. So it's, you know, the way the games play out, they're a team that you can see losing 4 on the run again. They're a bit like what I'd say about Cardiff and probably Southampton in this is that they're both a bit like Tottenham's title challenge. They keep getting themselves right back in it and going, right, we're in it now, and then losing games where you go, should have got something maybe there, or you know what I mean? He went to Wolves and missed loads of chances and got beat 2-0 at Wolves. They got beat by us, they got beat by Watford, but he followed that back up with a win against West Ham, who would have gone there thinking we can beat these, you know. And it wasn't a comfortable win. They could have won 5 or 6, and that was the thing.
Well, the weekend fixtures, there's 5 Premier League games at the weekend, 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. Well, Bournemouth play Newcastle, so not really. I think I expect Bournemouth to win that, and they'll go above us.
I've just done a predictor thing this morning, 2-2 I went for.
Burnley playing Leicester, so obviously that's a big chance for Burnley to try and just pull away a little bit while others aren't playing.
You know that's 1-1.
West Ham, Huddersfield,
4-0.
So obviously, I mean, again,
that's Huddersfield's second to last game in the Premier League.
That's not.
Well, they're not relegated. I mean, we're not being.
And then Sunday, Fulham versus Liverpool. Expect Liverpool to win, and they'll probably go top of the league. And then Everton versus Chelsea. I mean, big chance. Well, I say big chance. A chance for Everton to just be like, just literally undo the belt buckle,
breathe out,
and just go, oh yeah.
like you've just had a big meal.
Yeah, and just be like...
I think the thing is, I mean, we have to talk about the Everton game because we've got to talk about Newcastle, to being fair to everyone. I know we've done Everton.
We should have done Newcastle to death.
On the final word, but people mightn't watch the final.
You will do. If you aren't watching the final word, what's the point?
They might just be interested in the Premier League.
I don't think so.
I mean, Newcastle have got a basic side with a little bit of attack and threat.
I've taken 4 points off Everton this season.
Oh, I know, but I'm talking about overall.
I'd love to have a basic side, Baz.
You've won 5.
Genuinely would love to have a basic side.
So you'd love to have a basic side
Yeah,
like Newcastle and be 4 points behind Everton.
I'd love to have a basic side that is a framework for what you can build on.
Of course, but I'm just saying for them. I'm just saying. I'm praising them. I'm saying they've got a basic framework, which is basic, let's be honest. There's not many you'd take. But what he's done well is they've got Almiron in there, who's quite bright and clever, and he's got Rondon, who's the focal point. Ayoub Perez is one of those strikers that you watch and see him on Saturday.
He never scored again.
He's bright, but then he won't score again, because that's the way he is. But they've got hard-working players, and that's why they will get out of it. And they've won 5 games on the run.
If they get out of it, they'll probably finish above Everton.
Well, possibly. You don't know. I mean, just looking at on the thing, Cardiff run.
Yeah.
Chelsea at home.
Yeah.
Their next game. Man City away.
Okay.
It's the week after. Then they go to Burnley. Then they have Liverpool at home. Then they go to Fulham.
They'll win that.
Then they've got Palace.
Where?
At home.
They'll win that.
They won't. And then they go to Man U.
Okay.
So they've got United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. So there's 4 defeats.
So they're winning. They could win 3.
And they've got Brighton away, which they won't win. So they could win. They won't, mate. Honestly, they're not good enough.
Finish above.
I'll be amazed. I'll be surprised if they get 2 wins out of them last.
I think they might get 3.
Games. Well, if they get 3, we need another point. So that's Cardiff. Who was the other one? Southampton, wasn't it?
Southampton. No, Burnley. Well, Burnley, Southampton. Burnley in it now.
Burnley. So obviously Burnley have got Cardiff in one of their games. So they got Leicester this week. Wolves are home the week after. Bournemouth away. They're going to be 4-0 at Bournemouth, let's be honest. Cardiff at home. Chelsea away. City at home. Everton away. Arsenal at home.
They're finishing above us as well.
Burnley! You are good at. You did this last year. You had doom and gloom and devastation. Do you know? Because hang on, let me just say these ones, and then I'll stun you.
Go on.
I'll actually. You'll go to ground.
Right.
You'll go to ground. Southampton's remaining fixtures.
Go on.
Brighton away.
They'll win.
Derby. They won't, mate. They won't. Liverpool at home. 17-0 to Liverpool. Wolves at home. 4-0 to Wolves. Newcastle away, they'll get beat there. Bournemouth at home, they'll beat Bournemouth away. And West Ham away, they'll lose at West Ham. And then they finish with Huddersfield at home. So they could win 2 of their
9, they'll get 9 points.
So they're safe then.
They'll get 9 points. Cardiff will get 9
Cardiff
points.
are gone.
Burnley will get 9 points.
How many points will Everton get?
None.
Get the fuck off.
3.
Do you know?
4.
You know?
Burnley and Fulham.
Do you know that Everton are actually 2 points better off than they were at the same stage?
I thought we were on the same points.
No. John Blaine put a thing up.
Oh, sorry, John Blaine. Sorry, I thought there was a fella.
Yeah. Well, someone had put the stats thing up.
Job.
Well, he had, and so John just copied and pasted it and put it up. Everton have apparently got 2 more points.
It's 0.
Apparently got 2 more points.
It's nonsense. It's 0.
Well, it was Stato thing.
No, the Sporting Index. He done it. It's 0. 0.
Well, why's he put?
John's put an old one up. John's was like 2 weeks old.
Okay, but we won against Cardiff.
It was a 0. According to the guy who does the stuff for a living, it was 0.
Oh, so we're laughing then. So we're not worse off. So
No,
we're
not worse off,
So we're
no.
having a great season.
Apparently so. Apparently so.
So how many wins are we getting? Are we getting another win this season? According to you, you've just
We might get 1.
told those teams at the bottom they were getting 3 wins when they've only won 6 games all season, so they're winning 3.
It's the crazy time of the year.
So that tells me we're winning every home game.
No chance, mate. We're garbage.
Bar Man U.
Garbage.
Don't know at home, no.
Well, considering our away form's better than our home form in the last month.
In the last month.
Last 3 months then.
Well, we've just drawn with Liverpool. Seeing I could win the league. Got a point. Kept the clean sheet.
Okay, that's good.
We're beating Chelsea Sunday.
We're not.
Telling you, we're beating them.
Class.
You've heard it here.
Class rises to the top.
Exactly, which are hence
got
why
none.
we will beat. Chelsea on
We've
Sunday.
got no bottle.
Shut up.
Worst team in the Premier League.
We're not though, are we?
We are. Horrible football team.
As you can see,
Ruining my
Pep still struggling to come to terms with. I don't know why he's struggling to come to terms with it, but there you go, another defeat.
There you go. This has been the Premier League show. Let me just check for any kind of breaking news, in case we get pulled up on it.
I mean, if we win Sunday, this is literally us, me, you and Joe. Someone's just sent. I mean, Joe wouldn't be in it, obviously.
No, why would Joe be in it?
Swerving Joe. Ped's looking for breaking news.
I'm just looking for things.
I know.
United trigger Pereira contract extension.
Oh, they go. The shitbags. 20 thought he was coming to Everton.
Salah, I'll sacrifice Champions League dream for title.
Will you, love?
Sound?
You're not going to get a choice, mate, so you're alright.
That's about
That's
it.
it.
There you go. There you go.
Big build up.
There you go.
No,
just checking, just in case.
You've got it.
Got to be on it, haven't you? You got to be on it. A couple weeks ago, someone got sacked while we were doing the show. No, if we hadn't been checking, we wouldn't have known, and we couldn't have been talking about it. Do you know what I mean? Got to be on the ball. There you have it. Another week of exciting Premier League football. Ooh, isn't it great to be involved in 5-goal thrillers?
Do you ever think, just very quickly, what it'd be like for us to do this if Everton were good?
Told you, mate. I think we're missing the trick. We should start Walt Disney Fan TV.
Yeah, let's do it.
Telling you, mate.
Let's do it.
Just
There's a few fan TVs.
Imagine away games. Paris, Hong Kong, LA. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Going away. Where are you going away to? Yeah, it's going to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong,
Disneyland.
Dublin, and then the derby would be Universal. We've got weekend, got IOA away.
It's a big one, mate. It's a big one.
IOA away.
Islands of Adventure.
Hollywood Rock riding mate. They're away from home.
Islands of Adventure, we're going away. Tough place. Tough place.
Hard to get out there.
Tough place. It is hard to get out there. You've got to go clockwise.
It's a difficult one.
Difficult
Spider-Man in the morning. The Hulk, mate, if you get the Hulk 9 o'clock in the morning, you've got to, now that's where you've got to stand up and be counted, mate. You've got to have leaders.
Do you know who's boss for them?
Who?
Fast Pass. Oh,
yeah, but they lead. That's because they're a leader, aren't they?
Fast Pass.
If you go into it without Fast Pass, you got no leaders, mate, and you can quite easily cave in. I'm off to plan Islands of Adventure away.
Do it. You do it. Yeah. Life would just be.
You need to go to Shrewsbury.
Life's just better. Life would just be better.
German football better, isn't it?
Just gonna click my heels 3 times.
Remember German footy?
German footy was. I was watching Fortuna last night.
How did they lose? They get beat 1-0.
Got battered. See, it's already better than talking about Premier League footy.
Because when they lost, because we weren't there.
Exactly. Like Dortmund have been. Dortmund haven't won a game. Well, they did.
They did, but they haven't since we got off. I mean, yeah. There you go.
There you go.
See, we've ruined German footy. We brought Everton to both
of
those teams. Clang, clang, clang goes the trolley.
There you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.